What's going on, everybody? On today's video, we're going to talk about how to price your home effectively and when you should be considering reducing your asking price if your home is not selling. Let's get into it. All right, so I know the thought of even reducing an asking price in today's market with the way things are is something nobody even thinks about or talks about, but I'm here to tell you that you definitely can still overprice your home in today's market and it can cause your home not to sell and you can lose a lot of money in the process. So I'm going to explain the best way to price your home and the three different styles of pricing that homeowners typically use in today's marketplace. All right, so what are the three styles of pricing? Quite simply put, three styles are A, overpricing, B, underpricing, or C, listing at fair market value. Now, I know the concept of underpricing your property freaks some people out and says, why the heck would I list my home slightly below market value? And I'm here to explain why this makes sense and what your goal should be if you're putting the home on the market as a seller. Now, the goal should be is to get as many buyers interested in your home as quickly as possible in a short period of time. In real estate, what causes you to net the highest sale price possible is creating urgency from buyers. So that means that your days on market is your greatest asset as a home seller. And the longer your home sits on the market itself will cause it to net a lesser sale price. So when you're choosing to list your home, you want to make a decision, say, how do I list my home in a way that causes there to be an overload of interest so I can leverage that interest in my negotiations? Okay, so let's break that down a little bit. Say you have a home that's worth $200,000 and you're thinking about how to price your property. Someone may say, I want to list my home at 210, I want to list my home right at the 200, or I want to list my home right at 190. Now, what's going to cause your property to sell for the highest sale price possible? Let's look at it this way. Say we decide to list our home for $210,000. Buyers are already getting nervous with prices because they feel they've been going up consistently for 5 years, which they have, and it's made them a little fatigued. And buyers definitely do not expect home values to decrease when you list your home for sale, meaning you actually might deter the majority of those really solid home buyers because they feel they're not going to be able to afford your property, when in reality, that's where you're hoping to sell it. So you actually kind of shrink your buyer pool in a way down, and you won't have as many options to explore with home buyers. Let's talk about listing it right at fair market value. This is a good option if you want to be very conservative and you want to maximize your profit and you're not quite comfortable listing under your asking price. A lot of people do this. I would say more than half of the people I work with list right at fair market value, and there's nothing wrong with it. But if you're trying to drive traffic, that sweet zone is really 2 to 5% underneath where you feel market value is, because if people perceive your property to be a good deal, that's going to cause people to flood into your property. And when you have 5, 6, 7 people interested in your home compared to maybe 1 to 3 or even 1, you're going to be able to drive that price up by negotiating and having so many people bidding. It's going to cause a sense of competition and urgency, which is what you want. So it's just something I want you guys thinking about is, if I'm listing my home, how do I create a price that causes buyers to be incentivized to come and view my home and to make an offer as quickly as possible because they believe it to be a good deal? And what I can tell you is 9.99 out of 10 times when we slightly underprice a home, we always sell for what we originally wanted or slightly above. Obviously, you have the one case where it doesn't, it's no guarantee, but if you're trying to mitigate risk and you're trying to put yourself in the best position to succeed, is my opinion, that is the best way to do it. Now, what happens if you go on the market, say you listed it for a little bit above what it's worth and you're not selling? What should you do? So a conversation you need to be having with your real estate agent is, how long is it taking a home like mine to sell in the market? Now, an answer to that question could be what we refer to as your days on market. So if homes like yours are taking 7 days on average to sell, if your home has been on the market 3 to 5 days above the average days on market time, depending on outside factors, such as like COVID or a holiday season, that is a time when you want to be saying, where do we need to reduce our price to get it competitive again to cause people to get in the house? Some people may think leaving it up is the best approach, but again, we're going back to that first step where it's your days on market are your greatest asset as a home seller, and the longer it stays on the market, the less buyers are typically willing to pay. So if you're willing to adjust that asking price quickly, you're still able to take advantage of that days on market and leverage that in the negotiations. So I hope this helps, guys. Leave a comment below. Anything that you want me to discuss more on this topic, I'd love to have an opportunity to. Again, have a great day, and let's have a great day selling.